Opportunity employer.
And we are live here at Jana's Marketplace for the Faribault Coaches Show. My name is Royal Ross with G&H Properties. And guess who I have in studio today, so to speak, studio?
Well, it was last week, too.
Yes, you were here last week, too. This is the famous Gordy Kosfeld.
Well, I'm not famous.
He's back and better than ever.
I wouldn't go that far either.
But you're back.
But I am back.
That's the important
And
thing.
also back are some outstanding archers and their coach. You had a terrific show with these ladies earlier this year.
Yeah.
And they're going to update us on how Shiloh did at Nationals.
Yeah, that's right. So let's talk a little bit about Jana's Marketplace here. Got some wonderful meals down here. Oh, I was looking at the meals, because I know we picked some up for you last week, and they got a roast beef dinner. They've got a turkey dinner. They've got a healthy chicken dinner. These are just some outstanding prepackaged meals. They're all made fresh in the store, so you can come down, pick them up, take them home, or take them to the office, heat them up, and you've got just an outstanding meal. And they're very reasonably priced too. Gordy, I know you're kind of.
I had two of those last weekend.
Your favorite is the tater tot hot dish, if I remember correctly, or one of them?
I gotta be. I'm a diabetic now, so
Okay.
I gotta be.
You also like
Can't do a lot of tater tot hot dish.
Yeah. You also like the pico tuna salad.
I love that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And
So,
the cranberry bread with turkey on it.
oh
is
yes,
phenomenal.
cranberry bread and turkey. Yep. So, folks, come on down, check out Jana's. You can get a hot meal here and sit down and eat it, and then you can get some prepackaged ones to go, or you can just stop in, grab on the go, and take them to your office or home and heat them up. So, Gordy kind of gave us a lead in here. 2 weeks ago, we talked to the archery coach and Shiloh Bongers, who at that time was going to Nationals in Kentucky. So she had her week in Kentucky last week, and we'll let her tell you about that. But Coach Tom, I'll get you in here first. And we want to talk a little bit about archery, but we want to educate the audience a little bit, too, if they weren't listening 2 weeks ago. It's a very unique sport in that all competitors use the same sized bow, just with different tensions.
Correct. They all use the similar equipment, bows, arrows. They shoot the same distance no matter if they're in elementary school, middle school, or high school. So obviously there's weight tension in the bows that is adjustable from 11 pounds up to 20. 20 is the max. And as the archers get more proficient with their shooting skills, they bring the pressure up. The arrows shoot a little straighter. They can have their aiming spot a little bit smaller so they can hone in on their craft.
And he was mentioning before the show, they don't use sights either.
No, I was just going to bring that up. If any of our listeners out there have watched any hunting shows or anything, and they see, hunters out there with these big compound bows with sights on them, they've got a trigger release, on their hand. There shall be none of that in archery competition, shall there?
Correct. We try to keep a level playing field for all the archers. So by shooting the same equipment, it keeps it more fair, consistent. There's no big stabilizers on. Like if you watch the Olympics, them archers are pretty good too, but they actually, their craft has evolved so much that they can spend thousands of dollars on this equipment. And this National Archery in the Schools program, NASP, tries to keep the cost down and everybody shooting the same thing. You can't have $2,000 hockey sticks or, super expensive skates and things like that to change the field compared to where if you just come in, if you join our team and don't have money to buy your own bow, we offer a program where you can lease the bow for the year, return at the end of the season, and a lot of people don't buy it because they don't know if they're going to like it. Come try it out the first year. If you like it, like Miss Shiloh did last year, this is her second year of shooting, and it can be very competitive, or it can be as fun as you want it.
Did you hear that? Second year and she was in Nationals?
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
So, Coach Helgeson, what's the distances? You said they all shoot the same distances, but
Yep.
What is it?
So there's 10 meters and 15 meters that they shoot from. They shoot 3 rounds of scoring rounds from 10 meters. They have one practice round prior to your scoring rounds. Then they move back, and everybody moves back, so they're all shooting at the same time. Like when we were down at Nationals, there was 880 shooters at the line at one time.
Okay. all at the.
That's
and
got to
when
be
he
a
says
little
line,
intimidating.
folks, if you can picture this, what there is there's just a line of archers, and then 10 meters away there's a line of targets, and 800. Holy cow! How big is this building anyway?
Well, it's the fairgrounds in Louisville, Kentucky.
Wow.
So it's a huge building, and it's kind of L-shaped where our targets were all lined up, and they have whistle commands. They have lighted poles to tell you that the range is ready to be shot on, or it's time to go and score your arrows. So it's massive.
Yeah,
I thought maybe it was where they do the Kentucky Derby. They got buildings there.
yeah.
Yes, it's really similar to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of safety precautions taken, at a tournament like this, I'm sure. And again, these are just strictly target bows and target arrows. They're not for hunting or anything. And the thing I can't get over, having shot archery, I always used a release. I can't get my head wrapped around the idea of you're just shooting with your fingers and no sight. So really what you're doing is you're just lining up the bow to your ending target. That's it. It sounds a lot. No, let me rephrase that. It is a lot harder than it sounds, folks.
We give them the techniques of where you anchor point, where you line the string up in front of your eye, next to your nose. You put the tip of your arrow on your aim spot on your target. Depending on the poundage, it may be in different spots. And when you change yardages, your aim point changes because the poundage of the bow stays the same, but then you move back, and then so your aim point has to come up because obviously gravity pulls down.
Is your team co-ed?
Yes, it is co-ed. Teams are, to qualify as a team, you have to have at least 12 archers. 4 of them have to be the opposite sex of the other.
Okay, so
there's a minimum of 4, and you could have 6 and 6, and however it works out. And
What
then
is your team?
Pardon me?
What is your team layout?
Well, middle school, we had enough archers to have a middle school team. Our high school team was 2 or 3 archers short, which these girls that are with us today,
recruit, ladies, recruit.
Yep, they're moving up to the high school next year, so we're going to have a really good high school team next year.
Great. Well, let's
find out how Shiloh did here.
Yes, let's introduce Miss Shiloh Bongers, 8th grade extraordinaire archer. How are you, Shiloh?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So you did it. You got through nationals in Louisville, Kentucky last weekend,
Yeah.
and I don't think you did too bad. What do you think? How did you do?
I think I did pretty good, I guess.
You think, huh?
Where'd you finish?
I hoped I would get higher.
So in other words, let's see here. I think you were in the top 3% of the all females. Is that about correct?
And remember, this is an 8th grader, folks.
Yes, this is an 8th grader. So here we go. She's in the top 3% of female archers at Eastern Nationals. Her score was 284. She got 15 10s. Okay, here's her rankings. Middle school girls ranked 69 out of 2,635. 8th grade girls ranked 38 out of 928. And overall girls ranked 224 out of 6,919.
Wow.
I'd say you did okay. So
Second year, too.
second year too, yeah. So tell us about this big tournament. What was it like? It had to be an exciting time for you.
Yeah, it was big, and there's a lot of things going on, and a lot of walking
A lot of walking.
and
Huh?
just standing because there's nowhere to sit.
Oh, okay.
Were you nervous?
A little bit, not as much as I expected to be though.
Really? Well, the one
I would be nervous with 800 people at the line.
the one thing that archery does teach you is it really teaches you patience, focus, breathing. So it doesn't really surprise me that when she, now that we've got her results, she tells us that, well, I really wasn't that nervous because, she's got to be very good at controlling her emotions and her energy to begin with. So let's go back now. You're in Louisville, and how does this work? I know he said there's 800 archers lined up, and you're all, there's a lighting system for go and stuff like that. But did you shoot from 10 meters?
Yeah, we shot from 10 and 15.
10 and 15 both every time. Okay, and you get how many shots at a time? Is it?
You get 5 per round.
Okay. And how many rounds?
There's 4 with 1 practice round, so there's 3 scoring rounds and 1 practice round.
Okay, 3 scoring rounds, 1 practice round. Okay. All right. That's just, isn't that outstanding, Gordy, that in second year, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to last year. How were you last year?
I just started, so I wasn't very good per se at like the start, but at the end of the year I was decent.
Now, did you
I was
practice
better.
year round or?
No, just December to March. That's when our practice is.
You
on.
don't shoot at all in the summer?
No.
Oh my word!
Coach, you think there's a little natural
I
talent
was
and
just going to
ability
say
here?
this is a natural.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is also focus.
Yeah.
You know, some of these young kids can pick a sport and focus on that because they enjoy it. They see progress. When you see progress, well, then you want more progress. You know,
Yeah,
and then
very well
another
put.
thing that goes great with that is competition
Yeah.
between friends.
Well, since you mentioned friends, now, Shiloh, how did you get into archery?
I got in because of my best friend Hattie. We've been friends since kindergarten,
Wow.
and well, I had to bring her today, obviously.
Yeah, we just happen to have Hattie here, you know.
Yeah.
Best friend extraordinaire, huh? How do you feel about this?
I'm very happy that Shiloh made it to nationals because it's just been an amazing time to just see her grow in the last 2 years for all that she's done.
It's pretty amazing,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
amazing.
But yeah, so tell us about this. Now, you're in archery last year. Was that your
Yes.
first year?
No, I started 3 years ago, so
Oh,
I started
wow.
in 6th grade.
6 years. Okay, so last year you're shooting archery, and you say to your best friend, "Hey, come on with me. Try this out."
Yeah.
Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah, it was actually at her birthday party, and I asked her to come to practice with me and just try it out, and she kind of liked it, so we just stayed for the season.
Wow.
So you fell in love with it, huh, Shiloh?
I wasn't too happy about it at the start. I didn't want to. I don't want to lie, but I did not want to do it.
So
at all.
it was more of a, hey, you're gonna do this with me this year.
What
and
hooked you?
I don't know. Just the fact that I kept progressing and getting better. Like I got better.
Are you involved in any other extracurricular activities?
I do golf and swimming. I do swimming with Hattie as well.
Yeah.
Well, you
Okay.
got to be focused in golf, and I would guess I've never swam, so I wouldn't know that.
I'm kind of guessing you can hit the golf ball pretty well because of the hand-eye coordination and the crossover skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Hattie, Shiloh isn't here right now.
She's in the other room.
Is she still humble, or has this kind of gone to her head a little bit? She get in your face and say, "Ha ha, Hattie."
I feel like it's mixed feelings. I think in her head she's probably like, haha, I beat her out because I've only been doing this for 2 years. But I think she's stayed humble and she's helped me progress, like, because now we're like 20 points apart. So she's helped push me to become a better archer as well.
Well, she wants you to go with her to nationals next
Yeah,
year.
I'm hoping to go with her to nationals
Yeah.
next year.
She
Kind of
didn't
a
even
friend
take
there.
you this year. Just
I was going to go, but I had other stuff going on at home.
Okay.
So
what do you think, Hattie? I'm sorry. What do you think, Shiloh? Hattie gets you to your first event or first practice, I guess it was, and didn't really care for it, but kept going, obviously, and it just got a little better and a little better, huh?
Yeah. It was like fun when it started, and then I didn't want to do it at the end. I wanted to quit this first day, and then I had to keep going.
Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Not many people can say they've been to nationals, I'm guessing.
In any sport, yes. In their particular given sport, there's not a lot of people that get to go to nationals, so you should be very proud of that. And I'm sure you are. Hopefully you are anyway. You should be, because you deserve it. But what are you looking forward to next year?
I'm looking forward to I want. So we all have our own high scores for practice. I want to get a higher one than I did this year, and and I also want our high school team to go to nationals in Utah.
in
Oh,
Utah.
Utah's
I really want to go
beautiful.
to Utah.
Utah's
Rather be
beautiful.
Utah
Utah and
instead.
Kentucky, huh?
I wanted to go to Utah this year, but we didn't have enough time since we're gonna drive anyway, and I was gonna miss a lot of school.
It's
So-
pretty country.
Oh, it's beautiful out in Utah. So, what is your PR or your personal record?
I've got my highest I've ever gotten was a 288,
288. And what is a perfect score?
300.
300. So 288 out of 300. And next year you'll get higher than that.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
290s. Yep.
Good deal. Hattie, what's your PR?
I'm kind of jealous of this young lady.
274. So I would.
That's
75.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
because I didn't get my 275 dog tag. I would remember that I was one away.
wait.
Yeah.
There's dog tags in this?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so
How do you win a
there's-
dog tag?
There's progressive increments where, so it's 100, and then like so on and so on. You get a dog tag if you shoot that score higher. So
Okay.
I have all my dog tags up until 275, and I was 1 point away, which made me really sad. But
Yeah. Next year
we
you'll
can do
get
it
it.
next year.
Coach, tell us a little bit about these. It's kind of like an award within the season, you know, just
Correct.
for.
It's within our team
Yeah.
that we offer up. We started like our second, third year. We needed some way to give them incentives, not the 300 incentive or the 50 perfect round incentive, something in between
Yeah.
to keep their motivation going up, even if they plateau. Like any sport, you get to a point and you kind of plateau, and you need some kind of encouragement to keep your focus up to go up to the next level.
Well, you
So
know,
we-
a very legendary coach in this town, Franz Bolter, told me one time, probably on this coach's show, that if you give young people a higher target, they'll keep going for the higher target. Not so much us adults. We feel we get limited as we become older, but young people, they'll rise to the occasion. I thought that was a really good analogy you threw out there.
Yes, and like these girls show themselves is when you have competitive competition within your teammates, you will always try or strive to do better than whoever you're shooting with.
And that is great as long as it's healthy, friendly competition among teammates.
Correct.
And with these two being best friends, I kind of have a feeling they want each other to do good, even if they kind of like to beat each other too, right?
Yeah.
Is that about right, Hattie? Good way to sum
Yeah.
that up. Yeah. So what's your? There's an average in this, right?
Yes.
What's your average?
I think a 245 is about
Okay.
my average.
Okay. And Shiloh?
Maybe like 270-ish.
270-ish?
Yeah.
Those are pretty good, aren't they, Coach?
Yes. So if they,
Yeah.
we keep score at practices because you keep that same muscle memory going for tournaments. You try to set them up in a tournament style when you practice. So you work your way up. You work on your skills. Then after you have your skills, then you work on your competitive. I would say it's almost like a posture that you
A
have.
demeanor.
A demeanor.
A demeanor.
To where you keep working forward. And with your muscle memory, we also do the same whistle commands they do at tournaments.
Oh, okay.
So then, as a coach, I don't necessarily have to speak. I can just run my whistle, and they know what to do because they already have that instilled in them. Well, one whistle means 2 whistles, 3 whistles, and you go from that.
So, Coach, is this at a typical high school competition here? During the season, just a conference meet or whatever you got. It's pretty much set up the same way as it was down in Kentucky.
Correct. It's the same.
It's the same.
In all of our tournaments, we shoot the same distances, the same target face, same bows. If we have our home tournament, which is the first Saturday in January, or if we're at the state tournament, this last year was in Rochester at the Civic Center down there, where they had 150 targets up, compared to a normal tournament at a school would be 45 targets.
And folks, let's be a little realistic here now. He's saying a target face. That's an archery term. It's not like Shiloh shooting at somebody's nose or something. Pictures.
Yep.
That'd be kind of fun though, wouldn't it? Yeah, I gotta admit that'd be kind of fun.
We actually have some fun shoots that we do within our team, and with that, we will change the target faces up. We may put a tic-tac-toe board up, where the
Oh.
squares are the same size as the 9-10 ring.
Okay.
You put up Royal's face.
Yeah. Hey, that's
We don't shoot at people
no.
because it's still, a high school style
Oh
sport.
yes, yes,
so
yes. Yeah.
I meant that in jest.
I know
Yes.
you did, yeah. And I was in just too when I said, target face is just an archery term. But
Yep.
all right, so Shiloh, you go to nationals, you're top 3, and now you're just gonna set the bow down and take the summer off. Maybe.
I might shoot like sometimes in the summer.
Don't you think it'd be good to just shoot every once in a while on a regular basis just to keep the flow going?
Yes and no, because if I shoot too much, like when I was shooting personally, like after our practice was done, when I was getting ready for nationals, I started getting burnt out and then just getting bored. So if I keep doing it, I will get burnt out and just like not be as excited as I would be for next year, like for next year's season. So
Do
Hattie,
colleges have these teams? Can she get a scholarship to a college?
Yes, the archery club in Faribault has offered scholarships to our club members, and yes, there is collegiate archery, and it gets so huge. That a lot of the kids that shoot archery in college and compete strive to make it to the Olympics.
Sure.
so Hattie, you know what I'm hearing here
What?
is that your best friend, and more importantly, your favorite competition,
Yeah.
is taking the summer off.
Yeah.
This could be an opportunity for you to practice and
I know. I have
catch
my
up to her a little bit.
targets in my bow at home. I can practice all summer and then come back and
Yeah. You
You're
like
up.
that? You like that idea, don't
I
you?
do.
Yeah.
And with the details,
Now,
of the way-
folks, you couldn't hear that, but under her breath, Shiloh said, "I don't think that's going to happen."
Oh my.
I don't know. Something might hit me this year and I'll come back and shoot that 300 you wanted.
something might hit me too. A foam apple.
They shoot down at
Oh,
Teepee Tonka?
we do not. We shoot indoors at the Faribault Archery Club, which is on the fairgrounds in one of the commercial buildings.
Have you ever shot at Teepee Tonka?
Yes, I have.
You haven't shot one?
So you ladies are pretty close to similar size. Do you both shoot the same weight?
Yes.
And folks, for weight, that's the draw strength of the compound bow. So, and what weight is that?
With 20.
Yeah, we shoot the max.
Yep,
20 is the
shooting the
max.
max.
Yes.
They go
Yep.
the max.
And is 20 the max for a high school senior?
Correct.
That's it for.
That's the physical limit of that bow.
Okay.
And at that weight, the arrow flies its flattest.
Yeah. Yep. Because it'd be So, are you a hunter, Tom?
I am.
What is a typical hunting bow?
Well,
For
it
an
all depends
adult-
on what
for an
you're,
adult
what you're
male.
hunting. But like right now, coming to the end of the turkey season, and you want to shoot something that's 45 to 60 pounds to be shooting at a turkey. There's a minimum weight of 30 pounds to hunt any animal.
Right. Yep.
And then some elk hunters or deer hunters that are going to shoot a longer distance, the further out you go, the 60, 70 yards, you want the higher poundage to keep that arrow speed up and to it to fly flatter.
Yeah. And what would that higher poundage be?
70 pounds.
70. So somewhere between 30 and 70 is realistic. 30 minimum for hunting. 70 is realistic for a big, strong.
Yep.
Adult,
Well,
but-
these new bows, there's so much let off. My Matthews bow as I shoot has 85% let off. So as I start pulling back, it starts working its way up to that 60 pounds. It hits that 60-pound max, and then it gets easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I can hold it for a minute if I needed to.
Yeah, and what he's talking about there, folks, for let off is when you draw a compound bow back, you're drawing it back at its weight, and then it hits a certain point near your
Draw length.
draw length, and all of the weight, or 85% of the weight, in Tom's case, goes away. So in other words, you're not holding 60 pounds of pressure back. You're holding back about,
20.
10. Really, because you're only holding back 15%.
Yep.
So 15% of 69 pounds or something.
These guys
So,
are into math, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm a geek. What can I say?
You have a favorite subject in school?
I like math.
Yeah, there we go.
How about you?
Global studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Global studies.
Yes.
Geography was never my thing. I'm with Shiloh. I like math.
Yeah, he's a math geek.
Geography was never my thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I know how to read a map.
You know where Kentucky is?
I know where Kentucky is. Yes.
Big history buff.
Yeah. Are you?
Yes.
Awesome. Wow. That's a great combination.
Yeah.
Geography and history. might have to give a tour like out on the East Coast, all the.
Have you picked a college yet?
sites.
You got a long time before you're done with school.
I have no idea what I want to do when I'm older.
Are you thinking of scholarship archery?
I don't know. It depends on what I am planning on doing, because I might be too busy to like do any sports.
Yeah. Well, I understand.
Coach Tom and maybe Gordy, maybe you know the answer to this question, but we talk every year. We usually have a whole show dedicated to the Tommy Allen Scholarship Fund, which is a fund that pays for fees and things so that kids can play sports. Can archery accept Tommy Allen scholarships?
Yes, we were actually working on something that isn't the Tommy Allen one, but it's I'm drawing a blank on it right now. It was offered up to us if we wanted to do a summer program, an outdoor program, that it was called the Little Falcons or something like that,
Okay.
where they would come in and buy more equipment, but we would have to store it and have a place for it. And right now, our team is small enough. I have me and 2 other coaches that are active coaches.
Okay.
And obviously, life gets busy. Coach can only volunteer so much during a season, let alone to double the season.
Yeah.
But we do have a camp coming up the week after the Heritage Days Parade. We'll hand out flyers during the parade. Miss Shiloh, Hattie will probably be there too, handing them out during the parade. Since she went to Nationals, we get to move up in the parade. Like the first 5 or 6.
She shouldn't be handing stuff out. She should be in the back of a convertible waving with a banner that says Archery, National Archer.
Yeah, she might do that. But then this camp is the 18th and 19th of June.
I usually
open to
announce the
everybody.
parade. I'll hold up a target.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So, if somebody out there is listening and they have a son, daughter, grandchild, grandson, son, and they can't really afford the fees that it costs or the leasing of the bow, do you have a program then that where
We do.
you can provide some?
We've fundraised enough. We have donations that come in from the Tri-Lake Sportsmen, so we would never turn a family away, or sometimes family comes with 3 kids.
Yep.
And 3 membership fees are kind of getting up there. We've always never turned anybody away for the lack of money.
All
We're
right.
going to run out of time. We're not going to be able to get
Shiloh, Hattie, we have about a minute left.
All right.
Anything you want to wrap this up with? I think it's it's an amazing experience for you to go to Nationals, especially in year 2. So I hope you're as proud of yourself as I know your coach is, and I know your parents are.
And I'm proud of her too.
Yeah, you don't even know her, and you're
No, it
proud of
doesn't
her.
matter.
Biggest thing of all, Shiloh.
Yeah. And Hattie, you practice over the summer, so you can
Yeah, I'm gonna come back.
go at her next year.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, thank you both for coming in. We really appreciate it. I hope you'll come back next year and talk more about it. And Coach, if you want to come in next year and just talk, at the beginning of the program, at the beginning of the season, come in, talk about it, and we'll see if we can get you some more athletes.
That would be great.
Yeah.
It would be
amazing.
awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much, ladies. That was awesome. So, once again, Faribault Coaches Show. I'm Royal Ross with G&H Properties, located in beautiful downtown Faribault, right across the street from the post office in the Depot Square building. Full-service realty firm with association management, residential property management, sales, leasing, marketing, and we have a storage division. So now we have a 4th division. So thank you very much for tuning in. We certainly appreciate it. And thank you to Hattie and Shiloh and Coach Tom for coming in and giving us their
News with